G'day everybody, welcome to Greens and Gains. Come and join me and my mate Lee. I'm a physio, three-putt wizard and golf addict. Lee is a PGA pro, a rugby league degenerate and an absolute freak on the golf course. Greens and Gains is two blokes having a conversation about how to improve your golf game and feel better about yourself. Why don't you come and join the fun?
Again, Greens and Gains. We're back for another episode. Who would have thought we've got to three? Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Tommy, good morning. How are you?
Mate, how you going?
I'm good. It's early. It's early on a Thursday morning. Family's waking up. We're good.
We're going to make it work. Now, we've hit a milestone overnight.
Yeah, this is huge.
Huge. I thought this was going to take us months. We've hit 100 plays, which I think is quite exciting.
Well, 100 plays is big in our life.
Mate, that's unreal. So if you're one of the 100 people who have listened to us so far, thanks. Thanks for being here. We love that.
Is it 100 plays, unique people?
Sorry, 70 people. If you're one of the 70 people who have listened 100 total plays, a little over 100 now, thank you so much for being here. What a treat.
So that doesn't mean that like the same person could have listened 5 times, does it?
No, Spotify Analytics insists that it is not just both of our mothers listening 50 times each.
I'm not sure if my
Pretty
mum
cool.
or dad could listen to it at all. They're caravanning around Australia, and all that sort of stuff is pretty difficult when you're out west.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
thanks, Mum.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, thanks, guys. We love it. Thank you for being here. We're having a blast. We're getting heaps of feedback. We're getting heaps of you reaching out and chatting to us about what's going on, which is pretty cool. So thanks for being here.
Let's get into it.
All right. So first thing I want to talk about today, Lee, I need you to help me clarify. I'm going to paint a picture for you, okay? When I am not playing particularly good golf, I like to let my round sort of slowly devolve into a putting competition. So, rather than counting my Stableford points, I start to count my putts and I tease my partner if I have my playing partner, if I have more putts or less putts than them. I have a contentious issue I need to discuss with you. Does a putt from the fringe or off the green, does that count as a putt or does it count as a chip?
In the context of you keeping your stats, is that what you're saying?
Yes, and in the context of me teasing my playing partners, should I have less putts than them?
Well, okay, because I think this is a bit potato, tomato. I think if you're counting your stats on how many putts you're having, and this is probably where proximity to hole comes into play. If you're putting from, and we've all seen it, we've all got friends that putt from 20, 30, 40 metres off the green because they refuse to accept the fact they can't chip anymore. And they just give up. I don't think it's a putt if you're off the green. I think you need to be on the putting surface. Even though you're using a putter, I think you have to be on the green for it to count as a putt. Now, there will be 50% of the people out there saying that it's still a putt, it's still using a putter. I get that. But if you're stuck in a tree or stuck behind a tree 150 metres out in the fairway, then you've got no other choice but to backhand putter it out onto the fairway because you can't get anything to it. Does that count as a putt? So when you hit it on the green and you 2-putt, is that a 3-putt hole or a 2-putt hole?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm in that camp, right? My other example, I was watching some YouTube golf through the week, which I love to do, and the Bryan Bros, love their channel. They have a clip that's come out this week where one of them has to chip. There's a bunker, in the middle of a green, and one of them has to chip from on the green over the bunker, and he leaves it, zips it right in next to the hole to about a foot, taps it in, and the brother says, "Oh yeah, fantastic 2-putt." So my other question, I suppose, or my follow-up question, if you'd said it does count as a putt, was, well, then if I use a wedge on the green, is it not a putt? And I think we agree. It's more about the surface you're on as opposed to
up
the...
and down? Would that be an up and down?
I think it's a two. I think I would call that a two putt.
But he didn't putt.
Yeah, but he was on the playing surface.
See, this is
He's on the putting surface.
I've just contradicted what I just said 30 seconds ago.
What I'm hearing from you is you want a one putt from off the green and you want an up and down from on the green, which sounds like most recreational golfers.
I think, can I just say to everybody out there, be wary. Don't go out there and start chipping off greens. If you're a great chipper and a terrible putter, the superintendent of your local golf course will be after you. And if he doesn't get you, probably the club captain will definitely get you. I know a club captain that would not be very happy if you took a fillet out of his greens. So don't be chipping off greens, people. Leave it to the experts.
So what I'm hearing is I am correct. If you were to have to putt from off the green and then you made the next putt, you would count it as a one putt. Don't use a wedge on the green unless you're in the PGA Tour.
Correct. I think there's some.
Yeah.
We've all got those
safe advice.
All got those groups out there that, if you have a 3-putt, you put $5 in the bucket at the end of the day. But I think it's a little harsh if you had to putt from off the green because you can't chip, and then you 2-putted when you get on the green. If you class it as a 3-putt, I wouldn't be happy paying the $5. So
what I'm hearing is golf is hard. Use every single devious tactic possible to skew your stats. Yeah.
No wonder we've got 4.5, 5-hour rounds if you're thinking about, as a putter or a chip. Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't even know where I sit on that now, Tom. I'm confused. You've confused me.
Okay. Where I want to go next, my friend, new segment. We've talked about this a little bit off air.
We should play some music.
I can find some music for this.
Yeah, new segment.
Leave that with me. Leave that with me. New segment. We're going to have some theme music. Like it? We like it? We don't like it. Okay? I'm going to come to you every week. I'm going to bring you something. I want your opinion as a golf pro. I'm going to give you my opinion as a competent weekend warrior / hacker, whether or not we think this should fly on the golf course. Okay?
Yeah.
Week 1, contentious issue, right? We play a golf course where there is a little bit of water and it's not deep water. The balls that might trickle in, they're findable. Ball scoops. The little ball bucket on a pole.
Oh.
Do we like it? Do we not like it?
The ball scoop. Like it, don't like it. Probably the only thing you can convince your significant other that is a great investment at golf. You go buy a driver. You've got to convince your partner in life. I need that $600, $700, $800, $900 because it's going to make me play better. It's hard to convince. But if you buy a ball scoop, you're going to be collecting golf balls. So then you don't need to buy golf balls. And that's a whole other segment.
Honey, it's practically making us money.
It's an investment into my future. I have seen a few ball scoops in members' golf bags that have been used that much they need to be re-gripped. Fair dinkum. So maybe...
Okay.
Ball scoops. Yeah, well, listen, I sell ball scoops. Just gangster.
How many you reckon you do it? How many you reckon you do a year?
Ball scoops? Oh, you sell one a week in the shop.
No
problem. Yeah, and one thing you realise is when that person walks out of your shop, you're never ever going to sell them a golf ball again. It's quite sad.
Right. So really, the price of the ball scoop needs to be about 12 boxes of Pro V1s.
It needs to be. I think a quality ball scoop's $40. Like a dozen balls is more than that. So run out there and get yourself a ball scoop, everybody. You won't be the coolest kid on the block, but you'll probably pay less for golf balls moving forward.
Okay, so your opinion, I suppose, as somebody who sells balls and ball scoops, go for it. It'll save you money on balls. My opinion as a player, I don't really care what you do out there, but if we have to wait for you, and you were that guy scooping out 25 balls from the side of the lake on the par 3,
no good.
Go home, right? Yeah, if we're mid-round and you find your ball, awesome. If you can scoop my ball, awesome. if you're plucking balls out of there and we're waiting for you to hit your shot, I would prefer you didn't. Maybe pace of play is important, right?
You're probably the same person that brings a bag of bread and feeds the ducks on the golf course. While you hold up the group behind you.
Hey, we need those people. I need those people in my life because the geese at Royal Bankstown, they do not love me. Mr. Honkers is out to get me.
They're going to get you, those
geese. Pretty, but they want to hurt me.
We do have, have a few ball scoopers at Bankstown. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so official verdict, ball scooper. We don't mind it. I maybe don't love it slightly more than you don't love it.
Yeah, you're never going to see me with a ball scoop in my golf bag. So.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's a good like consensus vote. Is like, you do it. That's fine. It's definitely not cool.
No, it's not cool to have a ball scoop. It sits right up there with head covers.
Yeah, maybe that's next week. Let's circle back to head covers. Let's circle back to head covers.
Yeah, they can all stay in the same spot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, this week, let's talk about one of the biggest things to happen in golf this week. It is only Thursday, so there's space for more.
Okay.
What I saw online, YouTube Golf, Bryson DeChambeau, US Open champ. He played golf with someone this week, or a few weeks ago, and published it this week. It was a big deal. They're at like almost 4 million views, I think, on YouTube. Massive, massive video. Bryson played with Trump.
Outrageous.
What a guest.
What a guest. How do you get Trumpy? Now, 4 million views?
Something like that. It's insane.
Here we are, patting ourselves on the back for 108 listens.
Are you saying we don't quite have the star power of former President Donald Trump and current US Open champion Bryson DeChambeau?
Oh, my God. Have we got to contact
maybe the secret
a politician and say, do you want to come on? Like, would Kevin Rudd come on here?
Maybe the secret's guests. Maybe we need some big guests.
Or ScoMo or someone like that. We need a big guest.
Okay, so politics aside, have you seen Trump's golf swing yet? Did you watch any of the video?
I watched a few shots. I saw him have an eagle on a hole by himself. Like the hole was 230 meters long, but he still did it. So
yeah, so they play the front tees.
Yeah.
And they're trying to break 50.
50. Did they get there?
As like a 2-ball scramble. They shoot. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't listened to it. So or watched it. So if you haven't listened yet, spoiler alert. Skip forward 5-10 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
You've been warned.
I don't even know.
They shoot 50 on. They shoot 50 on the dot. They shoot 50 like flat.
Wow. Okay, so they still haven't broken 50.
Yeah, and Trump makes a solo bird, and he makes a solo. I think he also makes a solo eagle. He definitely makes a solo birdie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and he's playing with Bryson. So like to play your own ball playing with Bryson is pretty impressive. He's also 78.
You know what's impressive is that Bryson 18 months ago was enemy number one.
Yeah.
In the golfing world when he went to live and probably longer. Everybody hated him.
For a little while there.
And whoever his PR, marketing, whatever they call themselves, it's unbelievable how much they've turned that show around. And then obviously Trump, his people have seen that there's a gap there. We can get some votes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've contacted him. And to think that he shot 50, that's amazing. He got shot and he's still around.
No. So apparently Bryson clarified in the comments. Bryson clarified in the comments it was before he got shot. So no, politics aside, I don't care who you vote for. I'm not interested. I don't want to know. What I do want to know, your opinion is, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, do we think that Trump is truly a multiple-time club champion? 1. And if your answer is yes to, what grade?
I think, I know you're asking the question, but a couple of shots I see, this guy can play. So I think he's a club champion.
Okay, what grade?
Like a club champion, A grade. Like I reckon he's a club champion.
Here's my next question. Are you worried that if you said no to that, you'll be assassinated?
I was going to say, if you're coming down the stretch, you probably wouldn't want to birdie the last. You get, the Secret Service might be India. Yeah. So I think he's a club champion. It'd be interesting what people think.
It stands up. Yeah, totally. We're really keen to hear your thoughts. He's hitting at like 220, 230 yards at 78. Like, that's pretty solid. I was actually, regardless of what you think of the guy, I was kind of impressed with how he hit the ball at his age. His putting stroke is really weird, but other than that, I was like, holy hell, what the fuck? Not what I was expecting at all.
He's just weird.
He's weird. Yeah, strange guy. My next question in regards to Donald Trump is, should he be re-elected? Can we truly respect a president who is inside to over the top?
Would he be a captain's pick in the President's Cup, even if he's a president?
Can he pick himself?
I reckon he'd go, throw me in, boys. Throw me in. Last match, throw me in. I can do this.
Yeah. We're up like 5-1. Yeah. Let me close this. It doesn't matter if we win or lose.
Let me close it down. Yeah.
I love it so much.
Interesting guy.
Okay. Consensus. We were pretty impressed with how he hit the ball. Yeah. For his age, it's pretty impressive, pretty outrageous. Maybe Lee believes he might have been a club champion.
I think I'm 100%. He's definitely a club champ.
I suppose when you run the club, it's different, isn't it?
Oh, 20 years ago when he was 58, imagine when he hit it like that.
Yeah. That's probably good point. Yeah. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about. We've kind of talked about this a little bit on the pod. The gear spotlight for this week. Last week we talked Mini Driver. This week, TaylorMade, as of, I think, the 1st of August, early August, the new irons are going to be floating around.
Yeah, they're leaked.
You'll be able to be fitted.
Online. Always interesting.
Yep, they're everywhere online.
Don't take any photos of this, guys. Don't share this. And then you go home and you see it everywhere.
Some other motherfuckers posted it.
That's quite funny. But we respect their wishes always. So always.
Yeah. So we've got some content for you coming this week.
Pretty cool stuff.
What did you think of the irons, Lee?
Yeah,
you like them? You not like them?
I liked it. No, I did. I liked them. I think they've got some good irons coming to market. I think they're better looking. I think they look good in the bag. There's a little wedge there that's coming as well, which is cool. And there's a golf ball. So there's plenty of product they're bringing out. So for those people who love new gear, or they're gear heads, or they love TaylorMade.
How good is new golf gear?
New golf gear. It's this time of year too. So there's plenty of companies sending this stuff through. I saw a new iron from Callaway yesterday, which was pretty cool looking iron as well. And I think, quote unquote, the person that showed me it said, "This is the P770 killer."
Oh God!
So
TaylorMade.
we will be testing that against the P770, the new Callaway.
Absolutely. Now, guys, if you have gear you want an opinion on, sorry to interrupt you there, Lee. If you've got gear you want an opinion on, training aid, particular club, if you want to see a head-to-head of some clubs, we're very fortunate in that Lee runs a pro shop, so we can kind of get our hands on a whole stack of stuff. Ask us questions, send us in if there's 2 clubs you want to see head-to-head and they're a similar club. If there's new stuff you want to see reviewed, please let us know. We'll kind of use this gear spotlight to do that. Next week, we'll be looking at the Titleist GT drivers, which I know everybody's very excited about. Keep us in mind. Let us know what you want to see here.
Wait for this TaylorMade thing to drop. Exactly.
Yep. So those videos will be through your feeds on our socials this week. Towards the back end of this week, you'll be seeing them. So that's kind of exciting.
Very exciting.
Okay. Lee,
our next segment. We filmed those. Yeah, this was a month ago.
Yeah, anyway, it's been a while. We've been sitting on them. I've been editing them quietly in the background.
Good stuff.
Okay. Our next segment, our next thing, we're going to do this weekly as well, right? And I would love to see some listeners send in some questions about course management. Okay, I think this is something that we as amateurs, as pretty crappy golfers, we do so terribly, right? You would see this all the time.
Not great. Course management. For example, I have a friend of mine who got beat in the match play on the weekend.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
And he lost and halved holes with doubles. Sometimes you just got to pick your fight, So we've got the 10th hole.
Get this dagger out of my back.
The 10th hole at Bankstown Golf Club. For those people that were on the head professional, the 10th hole is a long par 4, water next to the green, bunker. It's not the easiest hole to start. And I tell people all the time that I don't want to start on this hole. Just play it as a short par 5. Now, if you get your mindset right, you'll find that you'll birdie a short par 5 more than you'll par a long par 4. So yes, course management, pick your fights. Stop watching Foxtel and thinking that you can hit it like Xander Schauffele. You can't. He's 1%. He's 1%. He's the elite. Pick your fights.
Okay, so I have a specific course management scenario for you, okay?
Go.
You ready? Close your eyes. I'm going to paint you a picture. We're standing on an elevated tee box. All along the right side, about let's call it 15 meters right of the fairway, there's tall trees, and then there's OB, okay? It's downhill maybe 15, 20 meters. You with me, Lee? You got me so far?
I'm with you. Yeah.
It's a par 5, 460 meters.
Oh, it's short.
Yeah, medium.
It's downhill 460.
Yeah, but it's not. So downhill 20 off the tee and then kind of back up the hill a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, the whole left side is tree line, okay?
Mm-hmm.
In your landing zone, so there's OB off the tee on the right. OB, not penalty. White soldiers, big line of them. In your landing zone, sort of 235 to sort of 270, there is water on the right edge of the fairway. Like the fairway cuts right in your driver landing zone, okay?
Okay, so there's out of bounds and
there
water.
Is, yeah, and there is a whole another fairway on the left. So there's safety on the left, but there's kind of like a tall tree line you'd have to get over, okay?
Right. Yep.
Now the fairway after that water does get very tight. So like should you hit iron off the tee, your layup shot is not simple. There are fairway bunkers. And you've got hazard running along the right side down towards the green the whole way after the OB stops. My question to you, driver or iron? Are we playing? I know it's 460, so if we get a good drive away, we got a good look at birdie. Do you here, with all the trouble and the tree line, because it's quite narrow, do you play for par and not make a 7? Or do you play for birdie and live with the 7?
I guess that really matters about the handicap, Tom. What sort of, so if we're talking about a low.
So the player I'm talking about he's off a 6.
Okay. What's the index of the hole?
No shot.
He doesn't.
He doesn't have a shot there. Yeah, okay, so it's probably index 10 or higher.
He's got to make par.
Yeah, he's got to make par. Yeah.
Okay, so if he's a 6 marker, rip 2 iron, 3 iron down the fairway, that's probably going to go 200 metres.
Yeah.
We've got 260 left. Let's hit a 5 iron in, lay it up because it's tight. You've got 90 metre pitch shot. Yeah. Knock it on the green.
Make birdie the hard way.
You've got a 10. Well, it's not a hard way. Par 5s would be meant to be hitting 3. They're not
Interesting you say that. Interesting you say that.
We've got this. Everybody wants to hit par 4s and 1, par 5s and 2. It's great to do that, but let's make par. Let's give ourselves an opportunity to birdie. If he's a great driver of the ball, he's probably hitting it too far into the water. If he's an 18 marker, all he can see is out of bounds. So yeah, 2-iron, 6-iron wedge, make a putt, go to the next, 4-3.
Okay, nice. I like that. This was not sent in. This is me sending it in on behalf of my mate Reg, he sends me. You look at your mate's scorecard and you talk about how they played when they played at a different club. I just feel like, and this is recency bias. I feel like he doesn't play this hole well. He does, according to my stats. Regan, if you would like to contest this, I'd love for you to send me a voice note. We'll throw it in the podcast. You can defend it. It sounds like the official verdict from a club pro, who's not your club pro, is lay up.
It's be aggressive at your targets with your 2-iron and 6-iron. Don't.
Yeah, but just don't be OB. Don't be wet.
Yeah, but Reg is off 6. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he's a baller. He can play. He can really play.
Well, he's off 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. To me, that is good. Yeah. To you, maybe not.
Yeah. Sounds like Reg needs to think more like a scratch marker. Scratch marker would probably get it down there, pitch it up, trust his wedge play or trust their wedge play and make birdie and go to the next. Reg sounds like he just wants to rip driver down there and be the big man on campus. But sorry, Reg.
It is boring though, making lots of pars.
Yeah, not really. Pars are good. I'd rather make par up 18 than double.
Yeah, look, I think that's a key difference, isn't it? Pars are boring. Yeah. The golf pro, not really. Yeah. Can you tell who's been paid to play golf?
Yeah, pars pay the dinner.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my take.
If you're a listener, if there's a hole you struggle with, send it in. What I'm going to try and do is get like a Swing U or another GPS map of the hole up for while I kind of explain this to you. Hopefully that will help you see this a little bit better and kind of understand what the hell I'm talking about. If you've got questions, if you would like help, we would love to pick through a hole at your home course. I'd love to tell you what I would do wrong. Lee would love to tell you how he would play it to make a good score. We'd also love to hear how you think you play it. And we can kind of unpack that a little bit on the podcast. So send us an email. Make sure you let us know what your home course is, what hole number it is, and what tees you normally play it off. We'll kind of unpack it with you.
See if we can help a little bit. Let's lower some scores.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to hinder as well. So if you'd love to hear how not to play it, I've got you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Last thing I want to cover today, my friend. The ultimate once every 4 years golf tournament, 4 days of fun, golf at the Olympics.
Yes, how exciting.
Now, as a relatively new golf fan, I know it's held at Le Golf National. What's that course like? I don't know anything.
So they play the Ryder Cup there.
Okay.
They play the Ryder Cup there, so it's a tough golf course. Lots happen. A lot happens on it. There's a bit of water, so it's pretty tough. So depending on how they set it up, the weather's been pretty hot over there, so I would think it's bouncy. So it's going to be a good golf course. Pretty firm. Good golf course to watch golf. If you remember watching the Ryder Cup. If you're one of those lucky people who have access to a studio where you can use TrackMan, you can actually get into your local, like my members, the members of the Palms, they're going to be able to play this golf course on the TrackMan. So, which is really cool. So if you want to play the Olympic course, get down to your local TrackMan studio and you can play. So, see it for yourself. Cool. Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, and I can say it's a pretty tough course from that point of view. How will the Aussie men, Min Woo and Jason Day? I think Min Woo had a tough week last week, but Jason's playing very, very well. The men tee off first, so the men's event is first 4 days, over 4 days, and that finishes, and then the ladies tee off. So I was wondering a couple of nights ago how it's all going to work if they were going to play a bit like our Australian Open where they all play together. But
they're not doing that. Which
is great because they deserve their own event. It shouldn't be split between men and women. So,
I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely. They deserve their own event.
And we get sort of 8 days of golf, which is even better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
okay. Who's your pick? Who medals? Gold, men's or women's?
I think who medals? Jason Day. Jason Day. Let's go,
That'd
Jason
be nice.
Day.
That'd be real. I'd love to see that.
Xander Schauffele is just playing so good. He's really, really close. And
imagine if he gets 2.
Scotty Scheffler, is there anything he hasn't won? And he hasn't won this. So let's go with Scotty Scheffler. Yep, just go with that. In the girls, I'm going to go Hannah Green. Green and gold. Green and gold.
Yeah, that's the headline writes itself.
The headline. So that's mine. Yep.
Yeah, okay. My Aussies, I'd love to see the Lees win. Wouldn't it be, siblings gold medals? I'd love that. Cool. I think Min Woo, Woozy's a freak. Min Ji is probably our best shot at a gold medal ever. She's unreal. From a non-Australian standpoint, I'm sad Bryson's not going to be there. I reckon Scotty probably wins though. Scotty Scheffler, he's a freak.
Yeah. He's been a bit out of sorts, but I think he's obviously played right. Okay, so Xander Schauffele, but he's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, and he feels like that sort of player where like a tweak or two, and he's back in the points big time and not particularly worried about it.
Exactly.
He doesn't seem to panic. Now, things you must remember if you're a regular listener of the pod. We have yet to pick a winner at anything, and our picks mostly didn't make the cut and have performed terribly. So take that with a grain of salt. Don't make any bets based on what we think.
The fact that I picked Jason Day and Hannah Green, I probably missed the cut. So
yeah,
I
commentator's
apologise
curse.
to both
You're a bastard.
Jason and Hannah. I apologise, guys.
Okay, mate. Next pod, what are we doing?
Okay, next pod. Yes, we're going to do, this is cool because we've been going now. This will be our 4th pod. We're going to do some mailbag. So any questions have come in, which is great. Send us an email, greensandgains24@gmail.com, but, that'll be in the show notes.
Yep. Now, one of the things we've had with the mailbag or with the questions is we've had some really cool questions about like, can we hear a little bit more about Lee's past playing career? Which I don't know a whole lot about. Yeah, but you know what I mean? So I've had some questions about what it is I do and how I can help golfers. If you want to know more about whatever, we'd love to field your questions, I suppose. So send us through some stuff. We're happy to talk that through. We're going to unpack a little bit about putters, blades versus mallets.
Yes.
I don't know the difference. I'm curious to know the difference. We know you have had challenges with putter the last few weeks.
It's been good, hasn't it? That no one's really mentioned it, Tom. Anyway, 6-3
well,
putts.
that was one of the. That's what 6-3 putts is just so bad.
That's not great. We did have a question. How was my putting?
Yeah, we did. How is it?
Did I bounce back? Well, yes, I bounced back. I didn't have a 3-putt. My next round, I did have a 4-putt.
Oh, that's beers with my playing group.
It's beers? Yeah. I had a 4-putt.
4-putt. Yeah. You've got to buy us a beer because we've been watching you putt for 20 minutes.
Not great. But I've played twice since Concord. And I can say my last round where I played a open event at Anthill Park with my old assistant, Chris Akers. Big shout out to Chris. Great fella, Chris. We had a game together at Anthill Park in an associate pro-am where we were allowed to play, the old boys allowed to play, and I didn't have a 3-putt, which was great. So
that's progress.
I'm not putting any better, but I didn't have a 3-putt.
Okay, so we're going to work through blade versus mallet. There's been talk, confirm or deny, that you may be having a putting lesson.
Yes. Yes, I've had a chat with a colleague who is a very good coach, and he's agreed to give me a putting lesson. So,
okay.
Now,
Lee softly agreed to this. We're going to film it. If you've ever wondered what it might look like to see a pro have a lesson and work through some of the stuff they're struggling with, if you'd like to see a pro follow their own advice and try and get better and fix some of the things they know are not going so well, we're going to bring that to you.
Thanks, Tom. I haven't actually asked the pro that I'm getting a lesson off yet, but that's okay. I'm sure.
That's all right. We'll make it work. Everyone's got a price.
I'm sure they'll be into it. Warwick Jews at New South Wales Golf Club.
Surprise! We're coming. Now,
we're coming.
We kind of mentioned this before. We're coming. Get ready. Hair and makeup will be there early. Now, we kind of mentioned this before. Our gear spotlight, we're going to talk through the Titleist GT driver. We're going to cover your putting lesson. That is going to be next week's pod. Mailbag, blade versus mallet, GT driver, and then the content through the week, the video content will be the tailor-made stuff. The week following, we will start to see Lee's putting lesson and chipping lesson emerge on social media.
If you've ever seen anybody snap a putter during a lesson, this is your chance to get on board, because it could happen.
We'll even include him reshafting and gripping the new putter as well. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you are enjoying the content, if you're having fun, please either rate us and review us on iTunes, rate us and review us and comment. Apparently you can comment on Spotify. Please comment on Spotify. Send us an email. Send us some love. Get involved in the mailbag. And I think one of the most helpful things you can do is, if you're enjoying this and you're a golfer, please share it with somebody else who golfs. I know you know at least one golfer who might enjoy this. Spread the word. We would love to be in more people's ears Monday mornings for their drive to work.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Tommy. Thanks,
Lee,
everybody.
It's been a pleasure, mate.
It's been a pleasure. I'll see you out in the course.
I was going to say, where will you see us? You'll see us on the course. All right. Catch you later, everybody.
See you guys.